Today you guys are going to have the opportunity to try some expensive and rare fragrances at an extreme discount. Where the world of decants come into play. And it's something you might not always think about, you know, when you're seeing these expensive, hyped up fragrances talked about over and over again. You might not want to commit that much money to a full bottle of something that you might not like. In that case, you can buy a sample of it and kind of, you know, put some feelers out there, see if it's something that you're going to want to save up for or hunt down. And so today we're going to be going over some decant by decants. And so I'm going to kind of explain what separates decant by from some of the other decant websites out there and why you may want to consider them. First and foremost, they actually came to me and asked me what I thought you guys would want to smell in sample form. And so I said, hey, you know, maybe some rare stuff like La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique, maybe some expensive new PDMs like Althair, maybe a couple new clones, maybe some other expensive scents, right? And so I've got a group here that you can go out and sample right now. I'm going to go over each of these in, you know, brief detail because you've heard about a lot of these already. I do want to focus a little bit on the decants themselves. So here is the just casing, okay, durable, so you're not having exposed glass here. You're probably familiar with this style. You twist to reveal the atomizer. One thing that I want to point out is the quality of the atomizer is just about on par with a Christian Dior or a Chanel. And I just wasted a whole bunch of La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. Maybe I should have used a different one, but you guys get the point. That puts out a significant amount of juice. I mean, this atomizer might be about as good as the YSL atomizer itself. Unlike other websites out there, you don't need a subscription. You go on the website and buy whatever you want. You also get this full package deal every time you make a purchase. So it's not like, you know, your first purchase, you receive a couple of these casings and then they just send you glass. You know, each one you get is this full package deal. They come in these little felt velvet bags, okay? And then on top of that, a nice box as well. So there's zero chance that these are going to get broken or cracked or damaged during, you know, their transit to you. And again, that's a great way to travel with them. You could put them in this bag for an extra layer of security, although I think this itself here would probably hold up just fine. And perhaps one of the coolest things about Decant Buy, and this is something that's a game changer, is they essentially are utilizing an interest level checker here. And so every fragrance that you go to on the website, you'll see a little bar down there at the bottom saying interested in trying a decant, and there's a progress bar. So you enter your email and you say, yes, this is something I would want to try in sample form. And once they get enough people who are interested in it, they'll go ahead and decant out and then they'll sell them. Now keep in mind, it's going to be kind of a limited run there. So, you know, once they fill those decants and they put them up, you got to hurry up and get yours before they sell through, because even if you don't sign up there, you can still make a purchase anyway if it's in stock. But I just think that's really neat. That saves them from decanting out a bunch of stuff that no one's buying, and it really kind of lets you do the talking. And if there's a fragrance on their website that's super hard to find and it gets filled for, you know, wanting to be decanted, they have to do it, and that's pretty neat. That's what happened here with Bleu Electrique and many others that we're going to go ahead and talk about right now. So it's fitting to start with La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. This stuff is absolutely amazing. There's a reason why this one has gotten so popular, and it's simply because of the fact that it is La Nuit de l'Homme, OG vintage La Nuit de l'Homme reimagined. You know, at one point it was what you could buy in present time when it was in stock everywhere. That's no longer the case, but it's still highly sought after. And it's one of those deals where everybody might not love it as much as I do, okay? But as someone who has worn the original La Nuit de l'Homme for years, this is something I really love because it is so similar. As you guys may know, Rasasi recently released a new clone, and it's a flanker. It's Rasasi Hawas Ice. One thing, if I didn't point it out, these are all labeled very well also. So Rasasi Hawas Ice, 10 ml right there. Again, pop that up and give it a couple sprays. I don't know if I've covered ice yet. Maybe in passing in some lists, but I don't think I've done a full dedicated video. What does it smell like? Kind of has some of that sweet YEDP kind of deal going on over top of the original Invictus Aqua / Invictus smell that the original Hawas has. And so I think they did a good job of making it a pretty reasonable flanker in the sense that it's not completely different than the original, but it's also not, you know, exactly the same either, making it overly redundant. I think that if you're a fan of the original and you want some of that YEDP twist thrown in there, just amping up the mass appealing category even more, it would be one worth trying out. Next up, you can try Roja Vetiver Parfum Cologne. So they've got this one up right now. I figured that would be a good one to kind of check out as well. Elysium, same deal. I'm sure they'll probably end up, you know, putting that one out there at some point as well if there's enough interest. I just think kind of everybody's, for the most part, smelled Elysium at this point due to the hype. And Vetiver, I think, is a little bit more under the radar, so to speak. It just never really got that same treatment. But this is a fantastic Vetiver-centric scent. I still can't get over how impressive that atomizer is. Like, it's actually a pressurized atomizer, not just something that just, you know, puffs out little pathetic blasts. Like, you could modulate how much you want. You want a little, you want a full spray. I think that's pretty cool. It's kind of a first I've seen as far as decants go. So in terms of the scent, though, clean, soapy vetiver with some citrus over top. This stuff smells great. If you want something that is very wearable, very mass-pleasing and easygoing, but yet it still has that niche quality and could even be a good starter niche scent, and you want something maybe has a little bit more character and perhaps complexity than Elysium, which has been hyped up, Roja Vetiver, the Parfum Cologne, is a great place to stop, or I guess a great place to start. Okay, this next one here, Paco Rabanne 1 million Golden Oud in the 10 ml. Now, this is going to be interesting because I still have yet to smell this. So this is kind of a first impressions all in one. There's a whole bunch of Hawas Ice and Vetiver in here, so this isn't going to be that accurate. I still don't have a full bottle of this. I haven't bought it, even though it's available pretty easily now. Don't know why I haven't done it, but here we go. Let's see. And that is really good. And this is me kicking myself for not getting it sooner and talking about it. That is a really, really good flanker. So the oud is present, but it's not strong in the sense of, you know, a super earthy, sweet rose style oud. It's relatively mellow, subdued, and just really focusing in on the woods side of things rather than oud with a bunch of jammy rose or something like that. And honestly, I'm not getting a ton of 1 million in there, like a ton of sweetness. It's just kind of woods and spices to me off the top. I don't know the notes. I haven't really looked all that much. I don't know. I just haven't really looked into this one. But I like it a lot. This smells really, really good. And I could see this being a great wintertime scent. Okay, Parfums de Marly Althair, whichever one is up next, depends on the day. Another 10 ml here, and I have smelled this one. Okay, I featured this a lot, and it's really good, and I'm impressed with it, and I like it now a lot more than when I first tried it out, and I've kind of expressed that as well. When I first tried it, I thought it was really good, but after I've worn it more and more and spent more time with it, it's just grown on me. And what I like about it is, yes, it has the kind of new style sweet trend going on, which is a lot of vanilla with almost kind of like a hazelnut, nutty, chocolatey, sweet, kind of toasted caramelized smell. It has all that going on, which is common these days, but it's done in such a good way where it smells amazing. This is a really good gourmand. It's delicious. It's sweet. It's not a masculine scent, at least maybe it is by today's standards, because a lot of men's scents are going in this direction, but, you know, compared to things that were released 5, 10, even 15 plus years ago, this is not what you would normally expect a men's scent to smell like. That being said, it does really work well with the times, and I think it's a great release. It's expensive, especially at retail. It'll pop up on discounters now and then, but if you want to try a sample first, this would be a good way to go. And last up, Dior Homme Parfum, one of the most hyped up hype beasts ever, it seems like. This one has stabilized. It's still expensive, but full bottles are available, you know, $180-ish or somewhere around in there, maybe a bit more. But that's still, you know, pretty much niche price, and you might not want to pay that because you might not like it. Kind of looking at all of the scents in this video, I would say DHP is probably the the riskiest blind buy. And so in that situation, a decant would be a really smart option. And I don't really need to explain this one. I think you guys know about it already. Iris with leather and a little bit of oud, but again, not too strong of an oud note. It's just Dior Homme Intense amped up as extreme as you can possibly get it. But yeah, I really like DHP, and I'm glad that you have the opportunity to sample it in a nice presentation. Okay guys, that's it. Your chance to try out some expensive, rare, hard to find scents, you know, for a fraction of the cost. You know, gone are the days where you go and buy decants and they're just the standard glass bottles with the plastic twist off atomizer that can unscrew during transportation and leak or get cracked, or if you try to take it along with you, it'll end up breaking in your pocket or something. You know, that's not these. You've got a lot of protection with these. The outer casing, the velvet bag, if you choose to use that when you're taking them around with you. I mean, it's a really great step in the right direction here. And the fact that you can be the deciding factor on what gets decanted or not, I think is really cool. So I'll link them all down below. That's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you with another one. Take care.